requesting your approval of claims dockets for October 29th, 2024. We have our Humphreys County Region claims numbers 184169 through 184197, totaling $69,510.52. And our Yazoo City Region claims numbers 61912 through 61947, totaling $188,616.65.
Thank you, Ms. Upshaw. Now we'll go on to Ms. Cowan. We'll proceed with the agenda as it is with each staff member.
Dr. Watkins, good afternoon. We are asking for your approval in item 3.2 of the Human Capital and Talent Management 2024-2025 District Data Presentation. In item 3.3, we're asking your approval to ratify the approval of the settlement agreement between Felicia McCraney and the Mississippi Achievement School District. In item 3.4, we're asking for your approval of professional support for instructional and leadership coaching at Yazoo City High School between Hertz Educational Consulting and Yazoo City. In item 3.5, we're asking your approval of professional support for instructional and leadership coaching at McCoy Elementary School between Hertz Educational Consulting and Yazoo City.
Good afternoon, Dr. Watkins, colleagues, and community members. In 3.6, we are requesting your approval of the FY24 Gear Up Carryover Funds Amendment for Humphreys County. In 3.7, we're requesting your approval of the Gear Up request for additional funds for FY25 for our partnership with Delta State. In 3.8, we're requesting your approval to ratify the approval of the Gear Up Amendment subcontract between Delta State University and the Mississippi Achievement School District, Humphreys County, and this is for our Gear Up funding as well. In 3.9, we're requesting your approval of the Humphreys County School District IDEA FY25 budget. In 3.10, we are requesting your approval of the for Humphreys County to apply for the Laura Bush Foundation grant for libraries. And 3.11, we're requesting your approval of our Follett software renewal quote for libraries in Humphreys County.
All right, Dr. Brown, we'll begin with the reports in the Yazoo City Division.
Yes, sir. Dr. Watkins, in item 3.12, we're asking for your approval for the monthly school board updates, and we will begin with McCoy Elementary School.
You'll need to unmute, Dr. Epps.
Thank you. I'm here to present the monthly school board update for McCoy Elementary. McCoy Elementary School has been identified as a comprehensive support and improvement school. Our current accountability is 360 points earned, which is a letter C grade. The overall school goal is a 451A, which is our points and grade. The first benchmark assessment results landed at 185 points with an F grade. The total enrollment for the school is 844. Student ADA is 90.64. The percent of students with 2 or more absences for the month of October is 31.9%. Teacher attendance rate is 70%. Number of discipline referrals, 13. The number of classroom observations for ELA learning conditions, 59, and core actions, 62. The number of classroom observations for math learning conditions is 50, and the core actions is 39. The number of classroom observations for science learning conditions is 5, and core action 9. Okay, move on down. All right, so, all right. So now, under describe how the school is addressing, no. I think how the school is addressing the challenges presented by the data noted within the document. A revision of the master schedule on paper will include an effective block of time for teachers to provide appropriate interventions in ELA, math, and fifth grade science. Implementation of spiral reviews have began. They began on the 21st of October using benchmarks and common assessments. Teachers will spiral all standards that students did not achieve mastery of at least 60% using the ELS standard analysis report. We will provide teachers with professional learning in the following areas: individual teacher contributions, centers versus interventions, MTSS, and deep dive into high quality instructional material. Allocation of resources for title funding 1, 4, and 5. The fiscal year 25 remaining balance in benchmark 1 is $286,891.70. The fiscal year 25 remaining balance for benchmark 1 for 2024 remaining balance for benchmark 1 is $85,284.21. Fiscal year 23 total allocation FY remaining balance for benchmark 1 is $60,082.86. Allocation of resources for school improvement funding 1003. Fiscal year total allocation remaining balance for 2025. It's not applicable. Fiscal year 2024 remaining balance benchmark is $113,710. And fiscal year 2023 total allocation of remaining balance for benchmark 1 is $94,602.36. And this concludes the monthly board update for McCoy Elementary.
Next, we will have Woodfork Middle School, Dr. Belcher.
Let's move on to Yazoo City High School.
Good afternoon. I'm here to present the monthly school board update for Yazoo City High School. Yazoo City High has been identified as a comprehensive support and improvement school. Our current accountability is 584. Our letter grade is a C. Our graduation rate is 172. The overall school goal, our points is 581, which is a D. The benchmark assessment numbers: proficiency 35 for reading, proficiency 25 for math, proficiency 9 for biology, and proficiency 25 for U.S. history. Our total school enrollment is 530. Our school ADA is 85.69. Percentage of students with 2 or more absences, 42.8. Teacher attendance rate, 23. Number of discipline referrals, 41. Classroom observations, learning conditions for ELA, 6. Core actions, 4. Learning conditions for math, 0. Core observations, 2. Learning conditions for science, 3. Core observations, 6. Learning conditions for U.S. history, 2. Core observations is 13. Describe how the school will be addressing areas of challenges. We will address those areas with continued support and feedback. Teachers will spiral the standards where students had low performances, checking for student misconceptions during instruction. Each subject area teacher has a teacher coach assisting them with resources and strategies in the classroom. Biology teachers have access to STEM scopes as well as new textbooks. Also making sure each teacher is strategically reteaching standards that will produce greater results. Talking with teachers to gain insights about what challenges they are having and how we can support them. And we're also doing peer observations. What the district is doing to support: continued professional development each month, MDE support every 2 weeks, book studies to foster conversations about data, teaching strategies, actionable feedback, teacher support, POCs, and observations. The district has appointed critical friends to support principals and to help guide the process of data talks with teachers. Our allocations for school improvement funding, the total allocation for fiscal year 25 is not applicable. Remaining balance for fiscal year 25, $83,335.69. Fiscal year 24, total allocations, $113,821. Remaining balance, $26,038.86. Fiscal year total allocation for fiscal year 23, $59,530. Remaining balance, $55,861.04. Our allocation of resources for Title I funding, total allocation for fiscal year 25, $240,919.01. Remaining balance to be determined. Let me see, for fiscal year 2021, for 2025 rather. Fiscal year 2024, total allocation, $245,160.57. Remaining balance is $113,821. Fiscal year 23, total allocation is $284,507.38. The remaining balance is $22,574.56.
Larry Summers, Career and Technical Center.
Good afternoon, Dr. Watkins, colleagues, and parents. I'm here to present the monthly school board updates for Larry Summers Career and Technical Center. The overall center goal for industry certifications is for industrial maintenance, 97%, which is about 14 students to receive core industry certifications. Second year is 97%, which is 11 students to receive level 1 certifications. In construction and carpentry is 97%, which is 16 students, first year students. And second year is 97%, which is 14 students. And automotive technology for ASE certification is 97%, which is 14 students. Total school enrollment is 197. Teacher attendance rate is 100% for the month of October. The number of discipline referrals is 0. Classroom observations, industrial maintenance, and learning conditions is 4. Core actions 3. Construction and carpentry, learning conditions 3. Core actions 3. Law and public safety, learning conditions is 3. Core actions is 3. Health science, learning conditions 4. Core actions 3. Educator preparation, learning conditions 3. Core actions 3. Automotive technology, learning conditions 4. And core actions 3. The fiscal year 25 total allocations remaining balance, $90,209.27. Fiscal year 24 remaining balance, $84,061.19. And fiscal year 23 remaining balance is $86,890.55. This concludes the monthly updates for Larry Summers Career and Technical Center.
Thank you, Yazoo City. We'll now proceed to Humphreys County. Or is Dr. Belcher on?
Yes, sir.
All right, Dr. Belcher, we can barely
Good
hear.
afternoon. Can you hear me now?
All right, we can hear you now.
Good afternoon. I'm here to present the monthly school board update for Woolfolk Middle School. Woolfolk Middle School has been identified as a comprehensive support and improvement CSI school. Our current accountability is a 295D. Our well, I don't have for the first 9 weeks. Benchmark assessment results, we are 333C. For reading, we have 26% proficient, 40% proficient in math, 40% in science. For growth of all in reading, we have 52%. For growth of all in mathematics, we have 53%. For growth of all in the bottom 25. For reading, we have 57%. For the growth of all, for math, we have 64%, and we have a participation rate of 97.02%. The total enrollment for October is 149. Student 80 is 94.21%. Percentage of students with 2 or more absences for the month, 36%. Teacher attendance rate, 95%. Number of distance referrals, 28. Number of classroom observation and ELA with the learning conditions first and core action second, 29 and 15. Number of classroom observation for math, learning conditions and core actions, 25 and 19. For science, we have 9 learning conditions and 10 core actions. Describe how the school is addressing areas of challenge presented by the data noted within this document. The school has implemented an embedded remediation intervention schedule for every student. A schedule has been created to address all student needs. Based on the data from the benchmark assessments and the observation data, we have adjusted our PLC PD calendar to provide targeted professional learning. We've created bi-weekly Standards Institute professional learning communities for teachers to aid in helping them to unpack the standards to ensure mastery of the standards being addressed. Developing improvement plans for each teacher to aid in building their capacity. Describe what the district is doing to support the school's principal and leadership team. They have provided the admin and teacher coach mentor, provide professional learning for admin and teachers, and provide feedback and next steps from district learning walks. Okay. Year 5 allocation is to be determined. For FY24, our total allocations was 110,883. For FY23, our remaining balance total allocation 115,522. The FY23 remaining balance is $2,871.05. Our allocation of resource for title funding for FY25 total allocation is $204,923.34. For FY24 total allocation, $204,487.42. FY23 total allocation, $230,089.32, and the FY23 remaining balance is $62,082 with 86 cents. This concludes the board report for Woolfolk Middle School.
All right, let's move on to Humphreys. Ms. Bailey?
Good evening again, everyone. We will move forward with the board reports for the Humphreys County region, and we will begin with the report for Ida Green Elementary School, which will be presented by Dr. LaCourtney Landfair.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Ida Green is a comprehensive support and improvement school. Our current accountability rating is an F, letter grade F, with 216 points. Our goal for this school year is a 393, which is an A. For reading, our goal is 36 points. For math, 35 points. And for proficiency, for our growth of all, our goal is 67. For our growth of all for math is 65. Our growth of our bottom 25 or least performing subgroup is 90, and our goal for math is 100. According to our first term benchmark results, this is how we fared. For reading, our percent proficiency is 19%. Our percent proficiency for math is 14%. As you see in red, this number tells us how many points we are away from our goal. For reading, we are 17 points away from our goal. For math proficiency, we are 21 points away from our goal. For our reading growth of all, we had 53 points in that category for our first term benchmark, and we are 14 points away from our goal in that category. For math, we had 37 points. We are 28 points away from our goal in that category. For our growth of our bottom 25 or our LPS in reading, we had 70% in that category, and we're 20 points from our goal. And for math, growth of the bottom 25, we had 25 points in that category, and we're 75 points away from our goal. Okay, our total school enrollment is 399 students. The student ADA is 97.78%. Our chronically absent students, that percentage is 11%. Our teacher attendance rate is 93%. The number of discipline referrals, 4. Our classroom observations for ELA, our learning conditions, we had 15. Our core actions for ELA, we had 26. For math, our learning conditions, we had 22. And for our core actions, we had 33. How do we plan to address this benchmark 1 data? We have created, or teachers have created, re-engagement plans for 3rd and 4th grade ELA and math, and that consists of spiral reviews. We have teacher coaches, test incentives, strategic small group interventions, those targeted PLCs for planning, data, and content. Teachers and the admin team, leadership team are taking ownership of the data. We have teacher and department data protocols in place, instructional leadership data protocols, student data chats, ensure high quality tier 1 instruction through observations, feedback, follow-up, co-teaching, and modeling. There are weekly newsletters that go home to parents from teachers. Weekly grade reports are also sent home to parents. And also there is our MTSS processes in place with that includes individualized reading plans, progress monitoring, and fidelity checks. How do we plan to keep or increase our teacher average daily attendance? We plan to reward teachers for positive attendance behavior, for example, gift cards, duty-free lunch. Create a team attendance competition among groups of teachers, and continue creating a culture of care and relationship building. Our plan to decrease the number of chronically absent students, increase parental involvement, continue with our PBIS rewards and incentives, and minimize obstacles to attendance. How do we plan to keep our discipline referrals low? Of course, our PBIS system, and that's positive behavior intervention and support, and our SEL, so that's social emotional learning, and our restorative practices. Our balances, our total allocation of resources for Title I, we have $228,322.76 for our FY 2025 allocation. Their remaining balance is $189,506.23. For our FY 24 allocation, we have $260,941.38. Their remaining balance for FY 24 is $65,509.30. For our FY 23, the total allocation was $220,670.01, and their remaining balance is 0. And that concludes the monthly board report for Ida Green Elementary.
Dr. Landfair, go back and read the school improvement allocations and then also the district support section.
Okay, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, for the school improvement funding, we have FY allocation is $100,000 that's pending, and the remaining balance for FY 25 that's pending also. For FY 24, the total FY 24 for school improvement, that total allocation is $108,279. And that remaining balance is $102,297.48. And for FY 23, that total allocation for school improvement, that's $112,246. And that remaining balance for school improvement FY 23 is $31,559.90. And how the district is supporting us toward meeting our goals. We have district learning walks where we receive feedback, immediate feedback, and next steps. We have our leadership PLCs. We have the resource hub, our data management system, a critical friend assignment, and we also do book studies. And these things help us ensure that we will reach our goal of an A. And that concludes our board report for Otter Green Elementary.
Thank you. Next, we will have the board report for Owen McNair Middle School, which will be presented by Ms. Donna Thomas.
Good evening. I am here to present the monthly update for McNair Middle School. McNair Middle still has the designation of CSI, which we are identified for comprehensive support and improvement. Our current accountability rating is a C. Our overall goal for this upcoming year is a 449, which will be an A. Now, for the first benchmark assessment results, in reading for proficiency, we had 16%, mathematics 23%, science 11%, growth for all for reading 35%, in mathematics 44%. For the bottom 25 for reading, we were at 43%, and for math, 73%. In red, it denotes our deficits that we had during testing that we are currently in the process of working on. Total school enrollment for McNair, 305. Average daily attendance, 96.73%. Percentage of students with 2 or more absences, 17%. Teacher attendance rate, 89%. Number of discipline referrals, 9. Number of classroom observations in ELA for learning conditions, 15. Core actions, 21. Number of classroom observations in mathematics, 10 for learning conditions. Core actions, 4. Number of classroom observations in science, learning conditions, 5. Core actions, 11. Number of classroom observations in our social sciences, learning conditions, 5. Core actions, 3. Our description of how the school is addressing areas of challenge presented by the data noted within this document. To address the challenges indicated in the data and the fact that McNair is still listed as a CSI, Comprehensive Support and Improvement School, the school is focusing on streamlining its instructional processes. This approach ensures that teachers are consistently using high-quality instructional materials to meet educational standards. An emphasis on small group instruction, which allows for more personalized and targeted teaching to meet the needs of individual students or specific groups that may require additional support. And re-engagement plans, which detail spiral reviews to ensure first benchmark standards are retaught and reassessed. The district has provided instructional support through the following areas: teacher coaches for all state tested areas, district-based trainings for teachers and administrators in every subject area, critical friends to provide ongoing coaching, support, and feedback, and district learning walks and MDE learning walks to calibrate and strengthen observation and feedback cycles. To discuss the fiscal portion of McNair, the allocation of resources for school improvement funding. I've gotten ahead of myself. allocation school improvement funding, for fiscal year 25, we have $100,000 pending, with the remaining balance pending as well. FY 24, the allocation was $109,125 with the remaining balance of $98,088.30. FY 23, the total allocation was $115,013 with the remaining balance of $45,360.49. Title funding, FY 25, the total allocation is $257,944.88. Remaining balance for FY 25, $973.43. For FY 24, $276,754.82 with the remaining balance of $73,651.33. For fiscal year 23, the total allocation, $259,792.26 with a remaining balance for FY 23, $123,782.79. This concludes the update for McNair Middle.
Ms. Thomas, would you please just quickly go back up? I know you gave the overall goal, but I do want you to share your goals for each content area. Thank you.
Sure thing. Current year goals for McNair for proficiency in reading, 44%, proficiency in mathematics, 35%, in our science areas for 5th and 8th, 44%, growth for all in reading, 72%, mathematics, 76%, with a participation rate of 95%, which includes the growth of the bottom 25 for 77% in reading and 100% in mathematics.
Thank you. Our next report will be for Humphreys County High School, and Ms. Janina Tanner will present her information.
All right, good afternoon. Presenting for Humphreys County High School. So Humphreys County High School's current accountability rating is a letter grade of B with 657 points and a graduation rate of 85%. This year, we do have a goal to deliver 755 points for an A-rated school. That is inclusive of 44 points for reading proficiency, 76 points in our reading growth of all, and 100 points in the growth of our bottom 25%. We have a goal of 60 points for math proficiency, 100 points of growth of all, and 100 points of the bottom 25%. For biology 1, we have a goal of 32 points. U.S. history, we have a goal of 31 points, and we have a participation rate of 95%. On our first benchmark, Humphreys County High School delivered 632 points for a goal of C. For ELA, we exceeded our goal with 52 points. For our growth of all, we were 73 points, so we missed that goal by 3 points. And the growth of our bottom 25, we were able to grow 78% of those kids, but we missed that goal by 22 points. Now, our math data will be kind of skewed for the first semester only because we have a group of students that will not be in Algebra 1 until the spring semester, but they are in our end count now, which is kind of skewing our math data a little bit until we actually are able to get data on those kids. So for right now, we have 38% proficiency for math and 39% growth of all for math. But again, we will not be able to have data on the rest of the students until the spring semester. For biology 1, we missed that goal by 8 points with 24% proficiency. And for U.S. history, we missed that goal by 16 points with 15% proficiency for U.S. history. And we had a participation rate of 91%. Our data for the month of September, our total enrollment is 429 students with an ADA of 93.80%. Number of students with 2 or more absences is 25.5%. Our teacher attendance rate is 97.2%. Our number of discipline referrals is 29. Classroom observations for ELA, 4 learning conditions, and 9 core actions for math, 3 learning conditions, and 12 core actions for science, 5 learning conditions, and 9 core actions for U.S. history, 5 learning conditions, and 9 core actions. The school is addressing areas of challenge presented in the data above by using re-engagement plans. So teachers analyze data to determine the best method for reteaching or spiraling unmastered standards, but also staying on track with current pacing. General ed teachers, special education teachers, and teacher coaches are facilitating small groups during the re-engagement spiral period to help promote mastery of that missed content. We have high dosage tutoring for all of our retesters, as well as, so the students that are going to be in Algebra 1 in the spring, those students are currently receiving high dosage tutoring pull-out sessions now to kind of close those gaps to ensure that those students are ready to engage in that Algebra 1 content in the spring, as well as students that are in Biology 1, they're also receiving pull-out services to ensure that they are able to be proficient on their Biology 1 assessment in the spring. Additionally, we have embedded an intervention period into the day, so we're able to target missed, unfinished teaching and learning based on reading and math to kind of close those gaps for students so that we're able to give students more access to their grade level content. We do have iReady that we use with our 9th graders, as well as our inclusion students, and then we have Progress Learning as the platform that we're using for our 10th through 12th grade students. And then the last thing that we're doing to kind of help close those gaps are building teacher capacity through teacher coaching. So all of our state assessment teachers do have a teacher coach that kind of helps support them with lesson planning, lesson delivery, implementation of their HQIM, and then other instructional and pedagogical practices that will lead to improved outcomes. The district does support all of these efforts by doing multiple things. So one thing is conducting monthly principal PLCs to build leadership capacity around data, instruction, and systems. They conduct learning walks to help monitor implementation efforts of the instructional routines and expectations. They allocate these funds for leadership and teacher coaching, as well as high dosage tutoring. We do have a data tracker that allows us to be able to track data, analyze data, and then make informed decisions. And they support us through the acquisition of updated instructional technology. In terms of funding, Harpers County High School does not receive any school improvement funds, but we do receive title funding. For FY25, we had an allocation of $327,615.09, with the remaining balance of $299,675.69. For FY24, the allocation was $372,222.50, with the remaining balance of $114,932.35. And for FY23, we have a total allocation of $334,703.60, with the remaining balance of $96,172.03. And that does conclude the report for Humphreys County.
Thank you, Ms. Tanner. I will present the report for the Thomas C. Randall Career and Technical Center. Of course, it does not have a designation. So with regard to the current accountability, of course, our career and technical centers do not receive a letter grade. However, we did want to communicate the number of certifications that were earned last year and what that reflects as a percentage. So you'll have some context around the growth that's necessary to meet the goal for this year. So last school term, TC Randall earned 46 industry certifications, which equates to 56% of the students that were tested, 56.66% of the students that were tested. Of course, the benchmark or the assessment that students take is the National Center for Construction, Education, and Research assessment. And so in terms of the goals for our students, we have first year and second year students. In the area of welding, our goal is 97% for our first year students and 97% for our second year students. In construction carpentry, we have 97% for our first year, 97% for our second year. And heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration, we have 97% for our first year and 97% for our second year. And of course, our participation rate is 95% or above. So in the next section, which is our first benchmark assessment results, I just want to kind of communicate to you the progress that has been made with regard to the modules that have been completed. So in the area of welding for our first year students, 94% of those students are on track to meeting their industry certification goal. For our second year students, we have 57%. We do want to note here that this particular group of students, they were quite a bit behind. And so the instructor has had to go back and provide some support with regard to the first year standards. So we just wanted to provide some context for that 57%. In the area of construction and carpentry, for our first year students, 82% of those students have passed modules. And for our second year students, 100%. For HVAC, first year, 90% of that cohort are on track to receive their certification, and 83% of our second year students. And of course, our participation rate is 95%. So we want to communicate our progress and data in other areas. Our total school enrollment is 162 students. Teacher attendance rate is 98.3%. The number of discipline referrals is 3. With regard to our classroom observations, for welding, learning conditions, 5. Core actions, 2. For construction carpentry, learning conditions, 5. Core actions, 2. Our diversified agriculture program is on hold. And so there are currently no students enrolled in that program. So of course, the number of observations is 0. In health science, learning conditions, 5. Core actions, 0. In educator prep, learning conditions, 4. And core actions, 1. And then of course, in HVAC, learning conditions, 5. Core actions, 1. To communicate how the school is addressing areas of challenge presented by the data, students have been provided with an online learning platform, which gives them additional opportunities to practice and review content, information, and skills. And teachers are also using small group instruction to reteach unmastered objectives. District support includes instructional guidance through monthly professional developments and also learning walks with actionable feedback for the director and school leadership team. We will move on to the funding. So I want to communicate the Carl Perkins balances for this year. Our FY25 allocation is $29,993.35. And the remaining balance is $29,993.35. Our FY24 allocation was $32,576.52. That remaining balance is $0. Our FY23 allocation was $34,519.65, and the remaining balance is $0. With regard to title funding, no title dollars are allocated to our CTE, and so of course those balances are 0. That concludes the reports for the Humphreys County region.
Thank you, everyone, and that concludes the presentation of all items on the agenda for the special call meeting. I would like to note one particular item, 3.2, Dr. Sumitra Brown, the approval of the human capital and talent management data for 2024-2025. I'd like to have a district presentation on that for our regular meeting when we meet again in November, please. Once again, we have completed the presentation of all items on the agenda. All items on the agenda for the special call meeting are approved. Once again, all items are approved. We're now at adjournment. Number 4, the meeting is adjourned. Everyone, have a great evening.